He has been up and down and all around since last year, all around the strip downtown. He's been in Kansas City. He's been all around, folks. He is the godfather once again of the Shots Fired comedy crew, the Angry Jew. Please welcome Brian Meyer.
The trick is remembering which bottle I ash in and which one I drink from. Not that it will make any difference at this point. Good evening. Thank you for coming out tonight. As Bob Shultz warned you, I am rather offensive. I will, much like Moses, part this crowd like a Red Sea by the end of my bed. That being said, if a bulimic woman is sucking your dick and she swallows, does she get up and vomit in the toilet right after? Well, I mean, every calorie is supposed to count with these shallow cunts, right? I know you're not supposed to make fun of women with diseases, but I took out an anorexic girl. Cheapest date ever. I had the prime rib, she had a glass of water. You want to date the anorexics, you want to fuck the bulimics. Anorexics, you can't put anything in their mouths. I do want to remind everyone that seriously, make sure you tip your bartenders and your wait staff this evening. They've done a great job for us, so when you're up there buying, they'll pull a hammer jacks and put a roofie in your drink. And then drag you out back to the bum alley where you get raped by a homeless guy. Not that I'm trying to downplay the whole rape situation. It's a delicate issue, I understand. If I were a woman, a homeless guy would be the last guy I would want to rape me. I mean, there's like a hierarchy of rape perpetrators. The attractive actor, pro athlete, cute bartenders, the muscly guy mowing your yard, homeless guy with feathers that dances downtown. You know, a group of women that you never hear about getting raped is women in wheelchairs. You don't see that on CNN. You don't see that on the little ticker on the screen. Women in wheelchairs don't get raped. And you know, I understand. It's kind of a tough patch, especially if there's a hill involved. I smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I'm fat. Give me a girl with crutches and I'll knock her down in 15 seconds. But, yeah, there's some expense involved too. I mean, have you tried splitting a chairlift on a rape van? Normal girl too. It was her spine crushed in the car wreck, not her voice box. Women in wheelchairs always yelling about something anyway. You know, who put the stairs here? And why are you in my parking space? You know, several years ago when I started doing stand-up comedy, the girl I was with at the time, I was talking to her. I'm like, they wanted to do a 10-minute set at a club. How am I going to keep people laughing for 10 minutes straight? And she said, well, just show them your penis. First time I saw it, I laughed all night. You know where this is going. Women don't laugh at big dicks. They don't. You know, if you lose a crowd on the rape jokes, you can always win them back with a small dick joke. Someone very close to me told me that. God bless my grandmother. It's not my fault. I mean, Jews are predestined to have small dicks. It's ingrained in our DNA. I mean, we can't help it. We're hung like seahorses. For the first 6 months of my life, they thought I was a girl with a deformed clitoris. I swear to you, they circumcised the biggest part of it in my breast. And when I was a soul in heaven before conception, I remember yelling down at my mother, "Fuck a black guy, fuck a black guy." Who cares about your credit score? I guess if you're a guy, having a black dad is like winning the penis lottery. All Jews have little dicks, and they're green. Jews have green penises. Has nothing to do with the, it has nothing to do with the fact that they're small. It's all Jewish men jack off with money. What's in the Bible? Oh God, this is embarrassing. I was the last guy in my high school class to lose his virginity. I had a lot of trouble getting laid in high school. Even the retarded girl turned me down. What a whore. Yeah, I got so desperate because I kept coming up with excuses why I wasn't getting laid that I actually went as far as to join one of these after-school Bible clubs that preach abstinence only. You have to take an abstinence pact. I didn't believe in abstinence, but don't believe in Jesus either, so, wasn't a loss there. But I needed a valid reason why I wasn't getting laid, other than the fact that I have a horrible personality and I'm not attractive. But, I went at it, guns blazing, and I'll be damned, the instructor, the sponsor said, not only are you not allowed to have sex, but you're not allowed to masturbate either. And telling a 15-year-old kid he's not allowed to masturbate is like telling a black kid he's not allowed to steal. I'm just kidding. Black people don't steal. That's Mexicans. But I was dedicated to this premise, and after about 3 days, it was tough. My balls were the size of grapefruits. I was so frustrated, I couldn't take it anymore. I grabbed the first porno magazine I saw, I ripped the plastic off the cover, and I shot a load that ripped the fabric of space and time. So, they found out I got kicked out of the club, and the restraining order says I'm not allowed in speedies either. Unfortunately, that's really a true story. There's no embellishment there. All men love to masturbate. How many masturbating males are there in the crowd tonight? Yeah, and ladies, if you're next to your gentleman and he's shaking his head no, he's a fucking liar. All men jack off. When you turn us down for sex, we wait till you go to sleep, we jerk a load, and we wipe it on your pillow. There are 2 types of masturbators. Remember, that's when I put my cigarette butt in. That's your job. This guy, it's his job. The one that looks like he's not allowed to live within 500 feet of the school. That guy. 2 types of masturbators. You've got flingers and you've got wipers. Flinger, you get it on your hand, and you're too lazy to wipe it off. You're too lazy to go wash your hands, so you fling it across the room. It's like target practice for kids that weren't allowed to have BB guns. It's a lot of fun, though, especially if you have a cat. So you got flingers. You also have wipers, which, we're a little more hygienic. We actually want to wipe our hands off. That's where the cat also comes in handy. I'm kidding. I don't have a cat. It ran away. Oh, that's awful. So I'm a single dad. I have an 11-year-old son. Some of you have seen him stand up here in town too. see how much action you get. A couple of weeks ago, I had a girl over the house. We're sitting on the couch watching a movie. He comes in the room, looks at her, looks at me, and says, "Hey, make sure this one doesn't give you gonorrhea." Just last weekend, same scenario, different girl. He comes in, looks at me, looks at her, and says, "Hey, does your pimp know you're here watching TV?" Like, why can't you be like other kids with lymphoma and shut the fuck up? Oh, God, I think I gave him money to make a Wish Foundation. No, I do, I love the kid. I worry a lot about him, though. He's 11. 11 was the age that I started getting into a lot of things that brought you the man you can see before you today. First time I had a cigarette. First time I tried a beer. First time I saw hardcore pornography, I was 11. That was kind of a gateway thing. I remember the first thing I saw that made my dick hard was Porky's. You guys remember the movie Porky's? You guys remember that shit? Second best shower scene in a movie ever. Schindler's List. But I do worry about it. True statistic. I saw this the other day on the internet, so you know it's true. 82% of newly diagnosed venereal diseases in this country are between the ages of 14 and 18. 82%. And that makes me so happy my girlfriend is 12. I know, I hate going to sock hops. That's the worst. So I went to Washington, D.C. last summer. Anybody been to Washington, D.C.? Yeah, you're real. USA, fuck you. Yeah, I went to the National Holocaust Memorial Museum, which was it was a very moving experience. It was a real gasser, if I might say so. I did make the mistake of taking a blonde-haired, blue-eyed German girl with me. Probably not the best planning, but it was a very moving experience. 6 million of my own people died during World War II at the hands of the Nazis. A lot of people don't know this, but there were also homosexuals, tens of thousands of homosexuals that were executed, gypsies, cripples and retards, Jehovah's Witnesses. Well, even Hitler, might have had a good idea in his head. But I'm not ashamed to say that by the end of the 3-hour tour we were on, both of us emerged with tears streaming down her face. Mine because it's a very emotional experience. Her because she was laughing at the Doc Hour exhibit. That should have been a clue. If a girl is anti-Semitic, she's probably going to be a little racist too. When we get back, I had a horribly emasculating experience having a Hobby Lobby. Not recommended if you have a dick. But, we're walking through the aisles and she's barking orders at me like some German drill sergeant. I need an 8x10 frame. So I pick up a frame, and the pictures that come with the frame, this one had a nice-looking African-American family in it, and I handed it to her, and she's like, no, put that back. I don't want one of those people in it. Those people? Who the fuck are you going to frame this around, David Duke? There were some warning signs there that she was racist. She had a big Confederate flag tattoo above her vagina. When I went down on her, it's like I was eating the General Lee. And that's how Cooter got his name. I've dated a lot of Christian girls that wear crosses around their necks. Hers was on fire. Much like the one we put in the Puerto Rican family's yard. Yeah, I will commit a hate crime to get pussy, I'm only human. Anybody in here ever read the Bible? what I like about it is that whether you're a Jew, whether you're a Christian, if you're a fundamentalist, you believe everything in the Bible, word for word, as the literal truth. And the best story to illustrate how retarded that is the Garden of Eden with Adam and Eve. I'm sure you guys remember this story. Women have menstrual cramps and have a menstrual cycle because Eve ate some fruit. And if you really believe that as the literal truth of God, you probably took the short bus to Bible camp. But it's a great story. It's a great story. They're in the garden, and God's saying to them, yeah, you can eat whatever you want in here, whatever you want, just nothing from that tree. Lest you be cursed with the knowledge of good and evil. It's kind of cryptic, isn't it? You can hardly blame Eve for wanting to eat fruit from that tree. You know, menstrual cramps, agonizing pain during childbirth, leaving out the vagina 5 days a month. He didn't mention any of that until after the fact. You know, God's a dick. Really, what a dick. It's like, you know, she eats it, and it's like he's making up punishment as it goes along. Like, well, you ate fruit, so I'm not going to create any more people. You have to get her drunk and put your penis in her, and then the baby will grow. Oh, and by the way, the baby's this big, and the entrance from the vagina is this big. Think about that one for a minute. And sons of Adam, you will be cursed with erections during puberty that only happen in the morning when you have to pee, making it impossible. And also when you're told to go in front of the class and do long division problems. I mean, really, what an asshole. You know, if he just would have named the tree something different. You know, like, whatever you do, don't eat from the bloody vagina tree. Okay. I think we'll have a pair. No, I've noticed this wave of anti-Semitism in the United States last several years, facilitated primarily by that movie Passion of Christ. And as a Jew, I did feel compelled to watch it. Yeah, okay, fine. My people killed your Messiah. Sorry. But the next time you're getting ready to throw a rock at a Jew, I just want you to remember one thing. If it weren't for my people killing your precious Messiah, you wouldn't have anything to do on Easter. Aw, look at that. Really? Oh, you know, okay, no, really. It's a good point that you're lying about it. I'll make a joke about 6 million Jews dying in a concentration camp and everybody laughs. I talk about one Jew dying on a board and everybody gets upset. I mean, you talk about shelf life, really? You know, even amongst my friends that are Christian now, there's a lot of disagreement. I mean, even about the most basic parts of Christianity. Christians can't even agree on what Jesus looked like. He's black, he's white, he's Arabic, he's got a Mexican name. Just last weekend, I got Jesus and 12 of his disciples out front of Home Depot. They tarred my roof in 3 hours for $180. That's a fucking miracle. Even though Jews don't believe that Jesus was the Messiah, I mean, I will give kudos to the guy. I mean, I have read part of the Christian Bible. He seemed like a pretty swell guy. You know, he's got peace, love, really good magician too. Water into wine, walking on water. Good magician. Not really good escape artist. I mean, he was no Chris Angel. But, I mean, in fairness nailed the dean's hands to a board. He never would escape from anything either. So where are my Catholics in the crowd tonight? Any mackerel snappers, any Catholics in here? Anybody? A few of you? Nobody wants to volunteer, that's fine. My roommate is Catholic, and I remember she asked me one time, when you go to Jew church, do you guys take communion? Like, well, first of all, it's not Jew church, it's called, it's a synagogue, a temple. Second of all, we don't believe in Jesus, why would we want to eat him? I mean, really, who wrote that part of the Bible anyway? We're going to eat your God? Jeffrey Dahmer? That's gross. And if Jesus had all these superpowers, why did he transubstantiate his body into a bland communion wafer? I mean, if I were Jesus, I would make my body into something tasty. Like gingerbread or something. Sprinkles and frosting. You'd have all these fat fucking Catholic kids running around because they have communion 8 times a day. Maybe if all the Catholic kids were fat, it'd keep the priest from fucking them. Well, nobody wants to fuck a fat kid. Fat kids don't get molested. It's in the Bible. And I know this because I was a fat kid. I'm an adult now. I'm going to remember you. I was a fat kid. And my dad was a cheap old fucking Jew. All I wanted for my birthday was a new Nintendo. And all we had was an old Atari 6400. And then we find out that the perverted neighbor man down the street gets arrested for trading sexual favors with the neighborhood kids for video games. Didn't ask me for anything. And when he gets out of prison, I want to smack him in the face with my little Jew dick and say, hey, for every skinny kid that talks, there's a fat kid that'll keep his mouth shut for Zelda. Now, before I get into my last bit, I do want to point out a couple of things. In the program tonight, we gave extra special fucking Jew thanks to some people. There was somebody that was left off that list. Corey Stevens from KeepStJoeWeird.com. He should have been there. If you've not been to his blog at KeepStJoeWeird.com, you should go. Totally. So, yeah, let's have a round of applause for KeepStJoeWeird.com. Pointing out all of the bullshit and this bullshit fucking redneck, backwards, inbred fucking community that we all love. Yeah! Yeah, so I'm divorced. Big shock there. Now, wasn't this award-winning personality that led me down that path? Actually, on a more personal note, my marriage didn't end the way I wanted it to, with her dying. She actually happened, honestly, she cheated on me with a handyman. He had a handyman service. That was rough. I'm probably not the only person here that's ever had someone be unfaithful to them. But I think we can all probably agree, those that have had that happen to them, that we do ignore early warning signs. The late night secret phone calls, and text messages, lack of affection, love, that we deserve. The way she nicknamed her vagina the toolbox. This is rough, but a lot of people think this is just an urban legend, but I swear to you this is true. If you go into the bathroom and look into the mirror and say, handyman, 5 times. Handyman, 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 handyman. Chad Albers comes out of the mirror and fucks your wife. Well, there's a moral here. I'm like a fat, bearded Jewish Aesop. There's always a moral to the story. And the moral to that story is this. If you're gonna fuck another man's wife, make sure he doesn't have access to a microphone and a room full of people. I'm Brian J. Myers. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, he said that before the German got back on stage. Brian Myers, folks, is available for your Sunday school and your children's functions any day if you want to have to come out. A couple of minor announcements here. I understand that we have a very important celebrity in the house today. Okay, maybe we have 2. Brandon, in the first row over here. Is there Brandon? Brandon, I understand it's your birthday today. Is this correct? We gotta bust this out old school. Come on, guys. We're gonna sing Brandon happy birthday, all right? It's like a 7th inning stretch. I'll lead you guys off. 3, Brandon's his name. 3, 2, 1. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brandon. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Brandon. And I'm so glad you guys made it to the VIP table. We broke out the absolute best for you guys. It's like sitting at the kitty table at Thanksgiving, isn't it? Yeah, we'll make a VIP table. We also won't give enough fucking napkins to cover it. Coming up next to our set, folks, we're very honored to have this next guy because he is the founder of this entire organization that you see here, the Shultz Comedy Crew. Nick Ford, I've had the pleasure of knowing for several years. He was actually an actor in one of the films I produced called Lewis and Clark, Trail of Blood. Anyone seen it? Yeah! One person. Tell your friends, buy 500 copies. One of these years, we're actually going to make some money on that piece of shit film. Nick was an actor in that one. I've had the pleasure of knowing him throughout the years. He has been up and down the Comedy Roost, up and down the street here in Kansas City at Stanford and Sons, and of course, as I mentioned before, the founder of the Shots Fired Comedy Crew. He's also appeared at the Buchanan County Jail a few times. Slap one hand with the other. Give it up for our buddy, Nick Ford!
I've always been slightly offended by the song White Christmas. So anyway, being a comedian is rough. Comedy's a tough gig. It's not as sexy as being a musician. Women love musicians. I've yet to tell a joke to get a girl to throw her panties on stage. The minute I do is staying in my centers for the rest of my life. I'm looking at you like, how you doing? No, the thing is, all women think that musicians are deep and complex and, sensitive, and that's not always the case. I work very hard on original material for you guys, and any douchebag with a guitar singing Every Rose Has Its Thorns is going to get laid before me every time. Every time. It isn't. It's bullshit. I was hanging out with a buddy of mine who's a musician, and we're sitting at this table at the bar with all these girls, and they're just swooning over him. They're looking at him, and he's talking right out of his asshole. And he's like, I took a vow of celibacy. I'm like, oh my God, he's so sensitive and deep. And then he nudges me and whispers in my ear, yeah, I'm celibate, but I still get blowjobs. Fuck that. No, this is kind of a big deal tonight. You know, winter Festivus, we've come a long way the last, it hasn't been a year yet, but give it up to the Shots Fired comedy crew and the comedy seniors and this is kind of a momentous occasion. It brings to mind a couple of other first-time momentous occasions in my life, like my first erection. Would you guys ever hear the story? I was 5 years old. It was 1990. It was a October stormy night, but it just wasn't any night. It was a school night. I'm lying in bed, I'm dreaming the dreams of children, and I'm awoken by an unfamiliar pinch in my nether regions. So I get out of bed, I flip on the lights, to examine myself, and I peel off my Smurfs pajama set. The feet at the bottom, and I gaze upon myself. I was losing my fucking mind that night. I lined up G.I. Joes, my fucking dresser, I knocked it down with it. I became He-Man, and my dick was my sword, and I had the power that night. And amongst all this ruckus, my mother comes to the room. She's like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, Mom, check it out. I just woke up and it was like this. Look, I can make a move. I think it's leading me to water. I gotta show Dad. Another thing about that is, men back me up. We don't really have a whole lot of anxiety about necessarily losing our virginity. But the first time you have to show your dick to a girl is the most crazy experience of your life. Because you don't know what you got going on down there. Everyone's dick looks huge in porno. I'm not gonna lie to you. Before I tried on a Magnum condom, I had little dick syndrome for the rest of my entire life. Didn't know if I was gonna up. And then the first time I show a girl, you have all this anxiety about it, and fool around and trying to get the last thing you do, and your mom, she's like, here it is. Take me for what I am. This is how God made me. It's not like I went to Walmart and bought the cheapest dick I could find. Please love me. Oh God, I watch a lot of TV. I'm not ashamed to say I like reality television a little bit. I've been keeping up with the Kardashians. Anybody else? No, just me. I like all of them. Even the ugly one, the one who looks like Miss Piggy. Ironically is married to a nigga who looks like Kermit the Frog. Who knew? I love the show Cheaters. Anybody watch Cheaters? Cheaters is the greatest TV show to me because you always know you're gonna see a fight when it's a black woman or a white man being cheated on. Because they don't take that shit. Like black men just get real emotional. How could you do this, girl? I brought you home to meet my mama. I love when men get caught cheating because they're not so mad that they got caught cheating. They're mad that the bitch bought cameras. Because no one was proceeding with this big fat ugly bitch. Why does she think he went 20 miles outside of town to a Taco Bell / KFC? This was supposed to be a secret. All this bitch was paying. You really know how to fuck up a good thing. I love cops. Not the assholes that follow me around. I'm on the TV show. I love cops that really don't discriminate. Kind of. Like you can be a white guy and you're enjoying an episode of Cops and they're chasing some black guy down the highway and he's got like 8 nickel bags in his pocket. He's got a warrant for back child support. And you're thinking to yourself, silly Negroes. Don't get cocky. Because the very next scene is some white guy in the middle of a trailer park who's dusty as hell, missing all his teeth, and ironically was wearing a FUBU jersey. And he's screaming about his wife not living back in his trailer. This is my trailer too. I paid half that deposit. I'm gonna get in there and shove you in the microwave, you cunt. Cops catch everybody. It doesn't matter if you're white, it doesn't matter if you're black, it doesn't matter if you're Mexican. The only people cops don't catch are Asians. Because they're all ninjas. You can't catch it anymore. Shit's not happening. Oh man, that was late. My mom's on Facebook now, and I'm a little uncomfortable with it because I get a lot of weird questions. The other day, she called me up and she's like, Nick, I've been flipping through your profile here, and what's going on with white girls? She's like, Mom, I don't know. You have to understand, I live in St. Joseph, Missouri. That's only 8 black women up there, and all of them hoes are related. You cannot fuck a black girl's sister. You don't have the whole family up your ass. No, I like interracial things because I love classes and culture, you know what I'm saying? It's only kind of been weird one time. I had an experience with a white girl who was way too comfortable using the N-word during sex for my liking. Don't get me wrong, the shit started off hot. She was like, ooh, fuck me harder, nigga. And I was like, don't mind her, ooh. Whatever you say, boss. Do a little something, boy. Second time, got a little uncomfortable. I come in the room, whatever, we get to making out, and she's like, wait a minute, you big black fuck ox. Niggers go to the back door. Big black fuck ox? I don't even know what that means. Third time, completely outrageous. I don't even know what the hell's going on that night. Come in the bedroom as usual, whatever, and all lights are off, and she's under the sheets, and waiting for me. Before I take 3 steps in the bedroom, she's like, fuck me, you big-lipped, bone-nosed, chicken and watermelon eating, mandingo, bush-dwelling nigger. And I was offended. So I go to rip up the sheets off of her. She wasn't under no sheets. She was wearing a goddamn KKK uniform. And the bitch was playing White Christmas. I swear to God, there was a fucking cross burning outside. I didn't care. I digged her down, subbed, ugly. For all 400 years of oppression. I turned into Eddie Murphy and the clumps. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. It's weird. It's kind of uncomfortable being only black guy in the room with white people. I know where all the exes are. I mean, there's 3 of us. I really only gotta be faster than them 2, if it all goes down. But it makes me feel sorry for the one white guy in my group back in St. Louis, because we used to fuck with him. Seriously, like, he couldn't do shit around us. Like, he tried to tell black jokes, like, how many black people does it take to school in the light bulb? I was like, I don't know, motherfucker, how many does it take? He just stared at him uncomfortably like 5 to 10 seconds. But one day, my friend Javon, who was like the de facto leader of the group, kind of, brought him over and, told him he was okay. And I have to describe Javon in a certain way. There are a lot of people who have been born with a silver spoon in their mouth. Javon was born with a joint in his mouth. And everything he's ever said is in between hits. So he calls him over and he's like, hey, yo, white boy, come here. Come here, dog, I'm not with you. We not gonna fuck with you no more. Are you cool as a motherfucker? For real. You know, we gonna give you a nickname. We gonna call you Cracker Style. No, that's racist, I'm fucking with you. We gonna call you Opie. Think about Javon, because I just went home for Thanksgiving this year. Javon likes to fuck with me every time I come home with whatever. I come home, we're sitting there playing Street Fighter and shit, and he's getting mad at me. He's like, cheap ass nigga. Quit pressing the same motherfucking button. Nigga, this is my weed and my motherfucking game. I'll make you put both this shit down, motherfucker. No, I'm fucking with you, nigga. Nigga, I heard you a comedian now. Nigga, you ain't funny. I'm funny, motherfucker. Look, I got a joke. This is my impersonation of Obama. Yes, we can, my nigga. I'm funny, motherfucker. You should bring me on stage. They got me fucking all the white bitches. It's funny because I find myself very desensitized these days to the N-word. Because you hear it every day on TV, movies, video game, music, it doesn't matter. I think the word a million times a day, especially when I'm brushing my teeth in the morning, just nigga, 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 nigga. I even hear this shit when I'm starting my car up in the morning. Like, you know when it's getting cold and shit, and I'm just gonna start my car, and it's like, it's a Geo Metro, so it's just a light engine. When the shit finally cuts on, it's like, oh God, but it's funny because I find like a lot of my white friends want to say the word. Like, it's a real big deal to y'all to be able to say nigga. The funniest thing is calling white people. Like, whenever you call a white guy nigga, his eyes light up. Like, he's somewhere between flattered and shocked. What's up, nigga? No, but they go, like my friends, there's always some point in our relationship where we feel like he's came to that moment and he's like, Nick, I feel like we've known each other for a while now, but we were bros, right? We're amigos, we're bromosexuals, we're bromaniacs. And dude, you know I'm not racist. But can I call you my nigga? Like, I don't know, man, can you? I don't get it twisted, like I said, I really don't care. It's freedom of speech, we all in the same country, it's just a word. But I don't speak for all black people, motherfucker. So you can say it in front of me, and it's one thing, but you say it in front of this nigga right here, and he looks at me and say, did you tell this motherfucker to say this shit? I'm gonna look at you, I'm gonna look at him, and I'm gonna say, I don't know this nigga. Nigga, you on your own. Oh, God. I was in St. Louis recently, and I heard a really kind of crazy story. Like, I don't know if you guys know, St. Louis is now the most dangerous city in the nation. And I'm at my grandfather's house the morning of Thanksgiving, and just to let you know how old my grandfather is, I'm watching the news that he DVR'd from the night before, because he was in bed before the 9 o'clock news. So there's a news report there. So we can't have nice things. No, there's a news report that says that 8 people have came forth and described the same man who was raped. Swear to God, true story. And they've all described the same black guy. He's like 6'7", and he's like 350 pounds, like large build, bald-headed black guy. And one other thing that all, God damn, can we hold our shit? No, one thing that all victims have in common is they're all men. Yeah. And leads me to believe if 8 men that came forward and said they've been raped by this guy, that's 1,000 motherfuckers we haven't said shit. Like, what do? Do they just get up and just dust stuff on? Should they call him slipping? Not calling that shit again. Like, but as a man, like, your pride has to come into effect some point. If you want revenge, I gotta imagine, like, sneaking up on this motherfucker with a bat and trying to hit him with it when he's not. What that motherfucker breaks, he just turns around and looks at you. Like, he's a big dude. He turns around and looks at you like, you're gonna rape me again, aren't you? Yeah. You had a solid comment, shouldn't I? Yeah. Rape me once, shame on you. Rape me twice, still kind of shame on you. Another thing kind of weird on the whole racism tip, everybody knows the whole Mel Gibson thing and the whole thing he said, but it was funny to me, there was one who called in and commented on the situation. She was like, you don't understand, it's white folks' biggest fear to be raped by a black guy. Because they're all big, strong, and like rough sex. And I was offended. Because I like to think I have a gentle touch. I mean, I love picking daisies and lilies and Nicholas Sparks books and gentle strolls in the rain. You don't know me, bitch. And first of all, I never had rough sex till I came to St. Joseph, Missouri. I lived in St. Louis for the first half of my life, and I only had sex with black women, and you can't touch a black woman's hair, let alone choke the bitch. No, I mean, it's really unfair. Like, you know, I remember the first time I came out here, I was fooling around with this white girl. The first time I ever heard the word choke me, I was like, word? This is how OJ got set up, ain't it? Like, Nicole came out and was like, hey, OJ got a kinky idea. Why don't you throw in these gloves, don't work, they don't fit. Sneak around the house for about 10 minutes, come upstairs, my friend Ron will be waiting with me, we'll just see what happens. Not gonna be me. I I go ahead and jump right down the highway in a white Bronco in the news, will not be me. Like I said, rough sex is not necessarily for me. Case in point, I recently met a girl and was at a show and she approaches me and she's like, hey, I think you're really funny, you're kind of cute, just wondering if you want to go home with me, see what happens. I'm like, all right. So we get back to her place and we're making out and everything and she grabs me on my shirt, she's going, I'm like, I'm rough. I'm like, okay, I'll show you, bitch, let's see what happens. So we keep going, and she takes off her shirt and everything, and this bitch must have been on the fucking P90X diet. She was fucking stacked. And before I knew it, my feet are off the ground and my legs are wrapped around her waist. I'm 6'2", she's 5'5". I have no fucking idea how this is happening. And she throws me on the bed and she gets to stripping me naked and, she heads downstairs, which I'm usually always okay with, until I feel my ankles behind my ears. No man's legs should be in the air during sex. You feel way too vulnerable. Especially like she starts working the shaft and she gets the balls and she, the tank, the mangina, the bridge for the terabithia, the road to perdition, the road that's taking me right across the literary bus. She was eating my pussy is what I'm saying. And that, I was getting my pussy ate. And I went through a rush of emotions and I lose my mind and I threw caution to the wind and I wrapped my thighs around her face like, don't you fucking move. Don't you fucking move. I called my mother after this thing, no, then she hops on top of me and she's riding me so fucking hard that my ass imprint is not in the mattress, it's in the goddamn box frame. And then she looks at me and she's like, yeah, you like that? I didn't know what to say. I was so scared. And she punches me in the chest and wraps her hands on my throat. Do you like that, bitch? I'm like, yes. Yes. And I close my eyes. I was right. I look up and she's doing fucking American Psycho poses and shit. Pointing herself in the mirror. I mean, it was emasculating. It was degrading. It was horrible. It was the best sex I've had in my entire life. But, now my biggest fear is being raped by white women. Because they're all spunky and aggressive and they like rough sex and y'all do that fucking duck face. Who's gonna believe me? Who's gonna believe me? No one. No one's gonna believe me. Who cares? Anybody up here with their significant other, their wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, all kind of anybody? Any couples in the house? I guess we're all just fucking around tonight? That's cool too. That's cool. Booty calls. No, but relationships are tough. Because men and women are a lot different. I have to admit, women, you are the smarter species. I give it up to yourselves. Women are a lot smarter than us fellas. You really can't deny it, because men, hear me out, we've all been through the same moment. Sat at the bar one night, we're drunk as shit, we come home, we gotta piss. We broke the seal already, and then you go to the bathroom, and she put that fucking fuzzy shit on the toilet, and it makes it fall down every time you lift it up. And then you take a piss, and it falls down, you freak out, you piss all over the toilet, you piss all over the toilet paper, and the sink, and those towels you're not supposed to touch. And then you run away like a dog and shame and peed in the house. And it's exactly how you act the next morning when she catches that shit. She's like, did you piss all over my towels, you nasty motherfucker? How many men have been caught jacking off by the ladies? Just me? You lying motherfuckers. You want to know, how many of you ladies caught your man jacking off? How about that? Okay, I guess y'all have cold silence tonight, but I know it ain't just me, goddamn. No, but men hear me out. Every time she leaves, she goes run some errands, and you feel like, do I have enough time? So you close all the windows and everything, get everything set up, get the remote control so you can stop the shit right there and then, get your lotion, your towels and everything, and get to going. And as soon as you hear the keys in the door right there, you lose all your like, and she grabs you with your dick in your hand. Like, you nasty motherfucker. Now, every time you're alone for 5 minutes, that's what she thinks you're doing, jacking off. You take a shower 2 minutes too long, you're in there playing with yourself, you try to son of a bitch. Like I said, women are smarter. You all can do things like multitask and fake orgasms. Yeah, women can fake orgasms, but a man can fake a whole relationship. And a lot of you all know it's true. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's no faithful men, but there's no faithful men. Seriously, it's not that we don't love you, but our brains work differently. It's just that in the moment, if pussy's on the table, we're open for negotiations. We are. But you can't keep doing that, fellas. You know why? Women are vengeful. They're scornful. Women don't want to get even. They want to ruin your fucking life. Like I said, we're allowed to fuck up and fuck other women, but women are allowed to be crazy, and it's okay. Think about it. What's that fucking song? I dug my keys into the side of his whatever. If a man did that, you would think, what the fuck is wrong with you? Girls high five each other like, girl, you should have. Fuck him. Now the same thing. I have a friend of mine. He missed a coffee date with a girl. Bitch murdered his mom. Found her outside of the Starbucks. She was covered in fucking creamer and coffee beans and shit. It was ridiculous. Like I said, if you fuck a woman's best friend, she'll fuck your dad in front of your mom and then set your sister's bed on fire. This is how you roll. Like women, you're like if you were comparing to comic books, like men, we're like the henchmen you see at the beginning of Batman, like we're the guys who rob the bank, the jewelry store, and we get caught in the first 2 minutes of the episode. Women are fucking super villains. They're evil geniuses. They can take over the world if they wanted to, but whatever. You don't want to. Oh man. Who's everybody's favorite comedian? Anybody have a favorite comedian out there? My favorite comedian is Eddie Murphy. Hands down, Eddie Murphy. Anybody like Eddie Murphy? You know, Eddie Murphy was my earliest influence. I can't get this shit to stay up. Well, that's what she's doing. Hold on, going at the short motherfuckers. No, but Eddie Murphy's always my favorite comedian because, you know, he's very talented, you know, and everything. And he was very different with his look. He always wore that tight leather shit, you know what I'm talking about? And maybe you wonder, like, you know, how am I going to dress, you know? And then lo and behold, Eddie Murphy has his own line of clothing. I swear to God. It's called Eddie Murphy's Better Emporium. And he just gets on the camera, you know how Eddie Murphy is. As soon as the person comes on, he just starts smiling. I'm Eddie Murphy. Do you like leather? I love leather. I got all kinds of leather, baby. I got purple leather. I got red leather. I got yellow, green, orange. I got leather. And if you come on down to Eddie Murphy's Leather Emporium, struggle to take all your leather needs. I got leather to sharpen your ass. I got leather to sharpen your dick. I got leather to sharpen chips. I got leather, baby. I know you're thinking, hey, you got anything but leather? I got one word for you. Spandex. Spandex. I got a whole spandex section. So come on down to my shop, baby. How about the Chiefs? How about the Chiefs, right? Well, we had them here in St. Joe for the training camp at school. Do you realize when the Chiefs were in town that Missouri Western became a whole ACES? Like a safe haven for sluts and skeezers. And a month before semester started, there were 300 birth control prescriptions that got canceled at Walgreens when they heard the Chiefs were coming to town. And the men were no better. They were sitting their girlfriends out like, hey, did you see that? That's Jamal Charles. He rushed 268 yards last year against the Denver Broncos. Go get Jamal Charles, girl. Go get Jamal Charles. I want my $1 billion baby out there. Oh man, I said a little bit about the holidays. Christmas is coming up, and how many of y'all here got kids? Bring your kids in the audience. Did you tell your kids that Santa exists? I never heard anything about Santa growing up. Black parents don't tell anybody about Santa. Like, do you think I'm gonna give some big fat white man the credit for me? I bought that shit for you, motherfucker. Love me. Ain't nobody coming down there goddamn shit. I bought that shit. Oh man. Yeah, but wintertime is rough for me because if you can't tell, I'm a rather skinny guy. And it's impossible for me to date during wintertime because we don't deal with the cold that well. I don't have nothing around here to keep me warm. And I made the mistake of going on a date when we had that fucking high school shit. I really remember that shit. I went to a movie with a girl, whatever, and that date was fucked Jump Street. Like, we got in the car and everything, and I tried to drop her off at the front door because I knew I was not gonna make it there on time, so I'm sliding like, oh shit. So we get in the movie there, whatever, you know, everything's okay. We get in the movie, we sit down, we're making out. You know, I got my khakis so I can show the dick print in my pants. And you know, the movie goes off, and I'm thinking, hey, smooth sailing there, right? So we head to the door. Huh? Lady in red. Dancing with me. Oh, no, we get I think the day is smooth sailing from here, and I make my way to the door, and when you're my size, it's kind of hard to deal with wind. So the minute I open the door, the fucking door flung open with the wind. I got dragged outside, rolled to the ground like 8 feet, and then I'm sitting there like you know, fellas, hear me out. When you get on a date, you're playing play fight with the girl, and she punches you. What do? You man up and don't hurt, right? So you never watch girls see her. I absolutely got the fucking man up. I'm laying down with my face planted her and my ass there. She's like, "Are you okay, baby?" I'm like, "No." Oh my God! I need to go home and smoke this Epsom salt. Take me home. Like, so we get there, like somehow she helps me up and she takes me back to the car, and somehow she still likes me. She still likes me. So we get in the car, we get to making out a little bit, whatever. I'm thinking this date is salvage. She starts touching on me, and she makes her hand downstairs, and somewhere between the movie theater door and the car, I lost all the weight in my meat. Like, I went from a king-size snicker to a fun-size rap snicker, not rap for individual sale. It was bad. And then she was like, "Just take me home." Shit. So, you know, I finally got my revenge. I finally got to prove myself. Like, we gets home. And anybody like to talk shit during sex? Anybody? Just us, obviously. I like to talk shit, and I like to talk shit like my favorite athlete of all time, which is Muhammad Ali. Like, I go to the bathroom for like 10 minutes, I let the girl wait for anticipation, I bust out like, "Woo! Girl, you don't know what you want to get yourself into. This is going to be the work on the young jungle. The attack and no snatch. Spray it up in that butterfly because I'm about to stink like a bee. Sometimes I switch it up, I turn to Mike Tyson, like, I want to fuck you till you love me. Okay, I'm looking at the audience. There's a few people who are around my age. I feel like our generation has been disillusioned by fantasy and books and our babysitters. And when I talk about babysitters, I mean Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. Because all my life, I always wished that would, like, if I trained real hard, I could do all this shit in Mortal Kombat. Still to this day, as a grown man, when I'm in the bar and I see some really hot chick across the way and I want to make my way over there, and I see some guy heading the same way, I wish I could hit him with a fucking Sub-Zero fruit. And then when I'm talking to her and I'm buying her drinks, she looks like she's gonna walk away or whatever, like we'll talk to someone that I spent $20 on drinks, I just feel like she's like, "Get over here!" We're back in. Now fellas, don't get me wrong. If you ever been in that fight, don't you ever wish you could hit that perfect 1-2 combo, just pow pow, and all you hear is, "Finish him." You got 15 seconds to do what the fuck you want. It sucks because me personally, I never do nothing fake out of all I do was uppercut shit. Well, not everybody played Mortal Kombat, but I'm sure everybody in here knows about Super Mario, right? Okay, if you can have any power, we're talking like the red fire flower or the feather that gets you the fucking cake or the fucking raccoon tail, what would you guys have? You know what the correct answer to that one was? The star, bitch. I'm Nick Wood, y'all be good. Once again, folks, Nick Ford.
Well, coming that time of evening, folks, we've had a great tour. We have one more comment to come up before we introduce him. I do want to give some thank yous to you fine people out there for coming here. You guys warm enough? Can we turn off the air conditioner now? Okay. Maybe it's a little cooler here for a little while, but that's okay. It's a winter Festivus. What do you expect? Door, one of our great sponsors, the Snake Bite Club. Yeah. You guys take tickets over there. They'll give you a free shot. Or a dog, and you take that over there tonight. After the performance, you get yourself a free shot over the Snake Bite Club. Great deal. Great deal. Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, we've come to our last meeting in the evening. We want to thank you all for being here. And our last meeting is truly an honor because once again, we have a person who has not performed in the Little Marriages yet. We are so glad to have him here. He, like myself, spent many years in radio and media, and then jumped onto the comedy bandwagon. He has opened for such greats as the legendary Jimmy J.J. Walker and the daily shows of Loud Wiggle. Please welcome to the stage from Kansas City, Missouri, Alan.
St. Joe, how's everybody doing? How about a round of applause for everybody you've seen here tonight? There's been a lot of talented comedians. Don't mix up the bottles. Oh my God, thanks for the tip. That would have been horrible. I've already liked you guys. Yes, this is also my first show that I've ever done sober. It's bendy. I'm just trying to get acclimated to the room and everything. I see you guys are still drinking, right? Are we still getting our buzz? This is going? I am. No? You've had enough? Oh my God, look how many cups you've had! Oh, you're the birthday guy? What's your name? You need one more? One more for the birthday guy! On his friend's tab. Because I don't know, you guys could just go around every weekend to comedy clubs and bars. It's my birthday! Is that why you guys have the special seating? The tables? It says 21st. It's not your 21st. You bought me beer like 6 years ago, I remember. I've been buying beer and porno for the kids for 6 years. I don't know, the tables are very distracting because not everybody else has tables. You guys look like American Idol judges. Who's this one? 3? Already at 3? 7? Are we talking like penis sizes here or what are we going on? She beats you with the penis? I wish I was doing comedy for Simon Cowell. You were kind of funny, but I was a little pinchy, dog. I just want to I feel like it's wrestling. I feel like someone's gonna elbow drop me through one of these tables. You guys and your tables. Well, I hope you're having fun here in St. Joe, drinking up, having a good time. Please remember though, if you're too drunk tonight, if you've had too many, you're feeling that buzz, please remember that there's a very important piece of machinery that you must not operate. That's right, I'm talking about your cell phone. Friends don't let friends drunk die. I don't know what it is about getting drunk that makes you want to call someone who's not drunk and then talk to them about how drunk you are. It's just, I'm actually a very big supporter of the designated driver program, as long as I am never asked to be the designated driver. Ever. To me, if you're going to be sober and volunteer to drive a carload of drunk people around all night long, you might as well volunteer to drive the short bus on a field trip to the Jelly Bean Factory. That is where you're heading. So, St. Joe, I'm not from here. This is only the second time I've done comedy in St. Joe, and it's always fun for me to come out here because I know some things about St. Joe, and I like to incorporate that while I talk to everybody. Where am I from? I'm from Kansas City. It's like an hour. Where are you from? Kansas City too, huh? Well, you're gonna love these jokes. So St. Joe, next, they have the training camp with the Chiefs now. Apparently it's working, because the Chiefs have been shitty for like 10 years, and they moved to St. Joe, and all of a sudden they're good. I don't know know if you guys put steroids in the fluid or something, but keep doing what you're doing. One thing I noticed about the Chiefs last week, they switched up their road uniforms. They were wearing red pants. And I only noticed that because I like the other road uniform better. I like the white pants. I think that's a cool look when they roll out the white jersey, white pants, red helmet. I like it. I disagree with you. It's shitty. You would say it's gay? Well, let's listen to the punchline and just find out if it's shitty or gay. Because I don't even know yet, so. To me, when the Chiefs pull out those all-white uniforms, I don't know, I think it's kind of cool because if you take off your glasses or you take out your contacts, you just stare at the TV real hard, it looks like 11 burning cigarettes just running around on the field. That's not a sack, that's an unfiltered ass whooping. From the Chiefs. Of course, the big story where we're playing the Broncos on Sunday, and Todd Haley refused to shake his hand last time. What about us? Yeah, fuck him, fuck his handshake. I wish instead of like pointing at him and yelling, if he would have just psyched him out and did one of those like 1950s style, like, hey! Psych to you, buddy. I don't know. I'm a big sports fan, and I've been following the biggest story in the NFL this year is probably Brett Favre texting his penis, if you hadn't heard about it. It's rough for me, because I've rooted for this guy since I was a little kid. I looked up to him, he was a role model for me. And now I'm an adult, I find out he's just some kind of creep texting his penis to young women that work at the same job as him. I mean, it's kind of a creepy thing to do. I think he's going to lose some sponsorships, but also he'll probably also gain a few sponsorships, you know, like the Just for Men Touch of Grey. I've seen the text, he needs it. I just hope this like penis texting stuff doesn't spread to other sports, you know? We don't need this spreading to like the NBA or something. Can you imagine if people like Shaq started texting their penis? I don't think a cell phone can take it. You have to get like an iPad. Of course, I'm an NBA fan. The big storyline last night in the NBA was LeBron James returned to Cleveland to play. Yeah, ooh, I don't know. Kind of grass. Here's the thing. A lot of men have LeBron leaving Cleveland to Miami, but I don't think any of those people have been to both Cleveland and Miami. That's a no fucking brainer, man. It's like, if you could live inside the TV show Baywatch, or like live inside, I don't know, the real crackheads of fucking Ohio, I don't know, totally. I hate it. I've been to Ohio, and there's nothing cool about it. They say, well, Cleveland has the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's something you can visit, right? I like listening to rock and roll, I like going to concerts. I don't want to see it behind glass. The idea of a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is very un-rock and roll, you know? It's all about album sales and all that. I mean, I think they should induct people in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame if like they're still alive after like so many drug overdoses, how many STDs they've survived. You know, bring the rock and roll back. That's all I'm saying. I like the Division II sports. I see my man in the Northwest Bearcats hat in St. Joe. That takes some balls, in the middle of Northwest country, Griffins. Hey, not last year, right? Hey, don't tease my man because he likes good football. That's what I'm saying. She's wearing a KU shirt in St. Joe, Missouri. I'm not even doing comedy anymore, I'm just inciting riots. Just pointing out ladies and saying, hey, he's different from you, get him! I don't know. I like Division II football though, because there's actually a playoff, you know? So playoffs this weekend, right? Northwest Missouri State, Central Missouri State, fighting for a section of Missouri. They can't fight for the whole state, you know, they can't afford it, but Alabama. Got a lot of sports though, didn't mean to go off, but last time I get high, I watch ESPN instead of writing jokes. Me too. Did William Holden come to the party? You Holden? Alright. It's It's no way. I'm just making it sexier, right? I got the shoes. Yeah, I'm green from head to toe. I got a lemon lime thing going because I go great with a shot of tequila. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm a pretty laid back guy. Let's just tell you a little bit about myself. I come from a strange family. I was actually raised by step parents. And I call them that because they're involved in a lot of 12-step programs. They're getting better now. No, my parents are cool, but they're getting old, which is weird for me. You start to do like a lot of old people things. Like they even watch old people TV shows. Like their favorite show is this one show called The News. And there's like nothing wrong with watching the news, but they get like really involved with it. Like they like to interact with the TV screen and yell things at it. Like last time I watched the news, this is what I hear. Hey, but those people that locked our country, I say we just bomb them. I'm like, Mom, it's the weather. What the hell are you talking about? No, they do love the weather people. To my parents, there's no bigger celebrity than your local weather person. Like, they could care less if Britney Spears gets pregnant again, but if Katie Warner from Channel 5 gets pregnant again, scandalous! Scandalous. You know what they say about every time Katie Warner gets pregnant? 6 more weeks of winter, I don't know why. It's okay to laugh at that. Katie couldn't be here tonight. She's off chasing a snowflake somewhere. Fucking up CSI for everybody. I hate that. I'm always trying to find out who the serial killer is, and it always ends up being like a tornado in Mountain City. That's a letdown. I grew up in Kansas, real close to the Kansas-Missouri border, and as a Kansan, we're like known for the tornadoes. And I always hoped that like I could die in a tornado, not in like a weird, dark, depressing way. I just feel like as a true Kansan, that's the way to go. And like, I don't want to like fall under a bunch of debris. That would be depressing. I want to like a tornado like pick me up and like fly through the local Victoria's Secret like changing room and get sucked in some tornadic orgy before I. Alright, that joke's still in development, but I thought the phrase tornadic orgy kind of had a flow to it. Yeah, lived all over the Kansas City area, though. I lived on the Kansas side and the Missouri side, and the biggest difference between the two states that I've noticed is the types of alcohol you're allowed to buy in the grocery store. Because in Kansas, you might have noticed, it's against the law. You can only buy light stuff at the grocery store, like beer. But in Missouri, you're allowed to buy any kind of alcohol you want at the grocery store. And for me, I love the convenience of being able to buy Captain Morgan and Captain Crunch in just one stop. Captain Morgan has a slogan. That slogan is, got a little captain in you? Captain Crunch has a slogan. That slogan is, you and the captain can make it happen. I think these two companies should switch their slogans. That would lead to some great advertising, you know? Captain Morgan commercials be like, it's a late night, you're at the bar, you're trying to find the courage to have sex with that unattractive person. Well, you and the captain can make it happen. And the Captain Crunch commercials will be like, hi kids, got a little captain in you? Do you want some? See us the crunch berries. That's like my dirtiest joke, and it's about cereal. It's kind of sad. When I started out, I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna be a dirty comedian, you know, I'm gonna write a bunch of sexual jokes about sex. But it turns out that someone dropped their crack pipe. I did not know it was that kind of party. We get down and say a joke. Oh, was it not really a crack pipe? Matt? Whatever you're into? Speed? Poppers, goofballs? I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I just kept wanting to say that joke because I just kept hearing them fall during Nick's set. It was like, clang, 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 clang. It was like, man, I hope I get some wind chime action during my set. I got it. Because I'm a big black fuck ox. I'm sorry, Nick. This comes on the I'm still in the show right in front of me. Alright. I'm not really a big black fuck ox. I'm like a cuddling Caucasian, you know, phone it in, volunteer, lover. It's not doesn't have the impact. You just went like, well, I don't know. The joke was, when I was starting out, I was going to write a bunch of dirty jokes, and turns out the most true form of writing comes from personal experience and sex, I should have said, but let's just fucking start over. So, I've had my share of relationships. Some of them have been serious, some of them been just casual, but I was dating this one girl for a while. We started to get kind of serious, started to talk about our future, maybe marriage, that kind of stuff. And then one day she told me that if we ever did get married, she didn't want to take my last name. She wanted to keep her own last name because she didn't want to lose her sense of identity. Her last name was Smith. What the hell are you holding on to? She got the same identity as like 25 pages of the phone book. So now I'm single, and as a single guy, I live alone, I hang out by myself a lot, I have to be independent, and be okay with, going out and doing my own thing. And for the most part, I'm pretty comfortable. I like hanging out by myself. Like, I can go out and see a movie by myself, not feel weird, go eat lunch at a restaurant, it's not uncomfortable. The one place that I do feel kind of real strange and nervous to go by myself, though, I never really worked up the courage to do so, is the strip club. It's weird to me, I don't know, to go by yourself, it's awkward. I just feel like if I did it, I'd be hanging out, having a good time, but then it would come in like a big bachelor party, like 25 guys I went to high school with. I gotta make up some like non-pervert excuse to be there, like, I'm the delivery guy, just dropping off the pole grease and titty glitter. See the manager? Pole grease and titty glitter. Family business. Grafton and Sons, pole grease and titty glitter. Like my father and his father before him. That's a Missouri thing. Missouri, Kansas law, right? They shut down the strip clubs. They shut down the lap dances. You got to be like 6.5 feet away. Boo, yes. I don't normally vote, but I would vote for keeping naked women around. Well, like, I hang out in Kansas a lot, and there's a lot of like displaced strippers over there. Like, you're hanging out at the strip club, you're talking to them, it's like the most depressing shit you've ever heard, They lost their job, they had to move their kids to a new school, they don't know if it's going to work out. It's like a G-string Trail of Tears. It's just... with glitter on the side. So, I don't know, I was watching the news recently because I stay informed, not just my parents, I like to stay informed. And I just noticed they're talking about the president, and people are really mad at the president. You can tell when somebody's mad at the president because they will say his full name. They will say Barack Hussein Obama, and they'll really like emphasize it, put it with this like kind of tone that almost sounds like he's in trouble. Like, I bet that's how his mom yelled at him when he was a little kid. Barack Hussein Obama, you better get inside him. Because that's what my mom always did to me. She would always say the whole name. She'd always say, Alan Hussein Grafton, you better get inside him. Leave your room. I don't know, I'm not a real big political person. I don't even vote. That's not because I have a problem with anybody that's running for anything. It's just I don't like the whole voting process, because they don't count our votes, they count electoral college votes. The electoral college is a shitty college. DeVry thinks they're a shitty college. They don't even have a football team. I used to be a political person, though. When I was in school, I joined a political club and tried to change laws and stuff. And one of our biggest focuses was actually on the legalization of marijuana. Yeah, we call ourselves marijuana activists. But as it turns out, the term marijuana activist is a bit of an oxymoron because we're not very active. But I did get a lot better at PlayStation and Hackensack. I don't know, I've tried to cut back on that kind of stuff, trying to be older, more mature. And but some of my friends, though, they still smoke pot like all the time. Like, I was hanging out at my one friend's house, and he had just bought a brand new bong. He's showing it to me, and I guess it's like a pothead thing to do is to give your bong like a funny or silly name. And he asked me if I could help him come up with something. I was like, I don't know, man. Let's try it out and think of something. So we're hitting this bong, and it actually hits very, very hard. So we named it Mel Gibson. The punchline of that joke used to be Chris Brown. I just updated it, that's all. I just know, I'm happy that I'm always going to have a joke for life, as long as celebrities keep whooping people's asses. You're going to see me in a comedy club like 6 years from now, and we named that bomb Dakota fan. She just looks like she's going to whoop somebody's ass. I don't know, I don't trust her. I'm telling you. So yeah, they got a great group of comics here in St. Joe. They got a real tight group, and they're very talented, very funny. And they get together and write stuff, which is so helpful as comedians to do. I like to get together with other comics and write. And I always try to make sure that I have found a girl comedian that I always write with. I love to write with a female comedian. I like to get the perspective of how women think. But and I always try to keep it professional. You know, I don't date comedians. To me, it's like dating a coworker, which doesn't work out. But I'm still a guy, and it's still hard not to flirt. Like, one of my friends, she's a comic out of Wichita, she left me this message. She said, "Hey, Alan, I'm working on this new bit. I don't know, it gets kind of weird towards the end. It's about going to the doctor, and at the end I have to make a punchline about my vagina. Call me back, bye." So I'm like, all right, you know, so I call her, and then I have to leave a voicemail, and now I just feel weird. I'm like, "Hey, this is Alan. I was just calling to talk about your vagina. Call me back." It's a little awkward. So, I like junk food. I saw they're selling popcorn. Give it up for the popcorn guy, all right? Okay, the popcorn guy got a little bit of love. How about give it up for the beer girl? People like beer girl. I'm sure they work together, so I mean, they can share applause, I guess. I don't know, I like junk food. I eat a lot of, I'm not a candy person. I hate chocolate and sweet stuff. I always like chips. Chips are my thing. I don't know. See, it baffles people. I get that reaction a lot. But if I go to a vending machine, I go straight for the chips. I love all kinds of chips. My favorite kind of chips are Eatos. I like fur Eatos. I like dough Eatos. I like toast Eatos. I like shit Eatos. I also like Cheez-Its. I like to throw them all on a tortilla, and then I'll have a Frito, Dorito, Tostito, Cheeto, burrito with Cheez-Its on the side. See, sometimes jokes are more silly than they are funny, but they got a funny word in it, and it's like, she was like, eh. Like, I mean, it was the most honest, like, eh. It was her. So you guys have been here for like a long time. I want to keep talking to you, but I also don't want to like, you know, ruin your night because you've been listening to people tell dick jokes and fart jokes and all sorts of stuff like that. I don't know. I haven't gotten too edgy yet because I'm not a real edgy comedian. You might have noticed most of my stuff's pretty lighthearted. And I was talking with a friend of mine about how to make my comedy more edgy. And I don't know. He said he had a weird idea. He said, "Hey man, you should write some abortion jokes because people always find that to be edgy." And I was like, "No, man, that's too far. That's too edgy for me. I don't find it funny. It's not something that I, think I should joke about." So I wrote a joke about adoption instead. Spiritually, I feel I made the right choice. So here it goes. I'd like to meet a girl one day, settle down, have a few kids, and then put them up for adoption. And the only reason I say that is because I have a few friends that are adopted, and as adults, they've actually went and met their biological parents, and it's been like a real life-changing experience for them. And that's what I want to do. And I want to have 2 kids, and I just want to basically see how long it takes them to find me. It's like a really long and boring episode of The Amazing Race. I'm like, "Son, I'm glad you found me, but come on, it took you 33 years. Your sister did it in 24. Step your game up." The old non-abortion joke. Because when you drop the A word, people are like, "Whoa." Then I switched it to a Dodge, and everybody's like, yeah. I've never done comedy underneath the chandelier before. I gotta be honest, I just wanted to swing on it and jump to the pro wrestling Spanish announce table we have over here. Just going through it. Well, guys, I've had a lot of fun here tonight, and I don't know, I feel like I've just really embraced the St. Joe. Oh, here's some St. Joe stuff I forgot to say. St. Joe, Missouri. What the fuck is with St. Joe, Missouri, right? St. Joe, Missouri, the famous thing about St. Joe is it's the home of Jesse James, the famous cowboy and outlaw. And I don't know what the deal is about Jesse James. You guys love him too much. Because you got billboards, you got museums for him, kids learn about him in school, they sing songs about him and shit. People dig up his dead body just to prove there's like 18 cousins. This guy was a fucking outlaw criminal. We should not be worshiping this guy. He was a thug, he broke the law. I mean, I'm sure if any of you were like at the bank next week and someone stole, poked a gun in your face and took all your money, you wouldn't be like, oh, this is so charming and historically significant. I wish I had little Johnny out of school so he could witness this. St. Joe, Missouri was once the only place where you could buy Stetson cowboy hats. They had a Stetson factory, and it's no longer here anymore, which is kind of depressing. As I look out to the audience, I don't see a single fucking cowboy hat, so I wag the finger at you guys. Support your cowboy hat maker. And we'll keep cowboy hats in St. Joe. St. Joe, Missouri is the home of famous rapper Eminem, and a lot of people don't know that because he does not tell that to anybody. Only people from St. Joe know that because anytime you see one, he's like, Detroit! And I'm like, Detroit is a shithole, man. You should rep St. Joe instead. And Ho rhymes with St. Joe. Think of the possibilities. He could, I don't know, he's the rapper, not me. But I don't know, I did this last time I was in St. Joe, so I'm gonna end my show this week. And I'm gonna show you guys my favorite t-shirt, because it has to do with St. Joe. I can only do this in St. Joe. I used to work here. I spent a summer working in St. Joe, and I worked at a country radio station, and they gave me a free shirt. I'm gonna show you. It says, tequila made my clothes fall off at a St. Joe Black Snakes game. Remember the St. Joe Black Snakes? They went the way of the Stetson Hat Factory, unfortunately. But I love this shirt because it's fucking cheesy and stupid, and nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about. I wear this at parties in Kansas City, and people come up because it says tequila, big and bold. They're like, oh, I'm gonna read your shirt, it's gonna be hilarious. And they go, my clothes fall on the St. Joe. I don't get it! I'm like, I have to explain to them, I'm like, well, tequila makes her clothes fall off is this country song that was popular like 3 years ago, and the Black Snakes were a quadruple A baseball team, septuple division league, and they cast out these shirts, and I'm a big country music fan, and on the back it says New Country. And the thing is I don't know any country songs except Tequila Made Her Clothes Fall Off. And Honky Tonk Madonka Donk. But, I don't know, I love wearing this shirt because every time I break it out, it's a party, and I just remind myself of cruising through the streets of St. Joe in a van that had Alan Jackson and Tim McGraw on the side of it, and I would be curb checking shit. There'd just be speakers and shit just flying in the back. And that's what I hold near and dear about St. Joseph, Missouri. So you guys have been great. Thanks for
Alan Gafford, ladies and gentlemen, Alan. Thank you all. You have been an absolutely wonderful audience. I'm going to bring the comedians on stage one more time just so we can thank them here. Those that are here, our great soundman. Our sponsors have been wonderful. This is the part of the show we have to thank these people, but you have the slips in front of you. You know who it is. Please honor these people. These are the organizations that have really brought arts to our community and really have invested their time and really their money to bring these fantastic artists here with you today. Also want to make mention again of American Gipper. They did get cut out of there, so if you need some scrubs, head out to the fine folks at American Gipper. Also want to tell you about the Snake Bite Club next door. You can get a dollar shot of it. Let's bring these comedians back on the stage right now. We've got ourselves Mr. David Allison. My very favorite Oompa Loompa shooter, Mrs. Cena Johnson out there shooting some great stuff out there too. No smoking, exactly. Thank you folks, we deeply appreciate you being here. Thank you everybody. Have a good night, everyone. Good night, good luck.